All right, now in the ongoing legal battle between home buyers and the realty firm Amrapali, the Supreme Court has raised several concerns about the safety of home buyers residing in Amrapali's housing projects. The Supreme Court has directed the realty firm to repair and install lifts in the Silicon City project and submit a status report as well. Let's go across to Milan, who's joining me at this point. Milan, help us understand what exactly the Supreme Court has said and which project specifically is it referring to?
Well, this project refers to one of the projects of the Silicon City there. Galaxy had filed an affidavit in front of the Supreme Court in the earlier, hearings that have been going on between, the promoters of Amrapali as well as the home buyers there. Some of the projects here, especially ones in the Silicon, have been started and are on the verge of completion. Remember that this is a battle where home buyers have been waiting for possession for over 7 years now. The case in Supreme Court, started in September 2017 after many home buyers had come forward and filed an appeal in the Supreme Court against Amrapali. Now, at this point of time, we are looking at projects that are on the verge of completion. However, the court monitored, situation in this regard is that every time the Amrapali promoters have to submit a compliance report as well as a status report and an affidavit of what is being done in phases to complete these projects so that the home buyers can get possession. And in the last hearing also, the Supreme Court had warned the Amrapali promoters that safety and security of home buyers is of utmost importance. No project should be completed in a haste, and this is why compliance report was supposed to be filed. That was earlier on 8th, but the hearing date was extended for today, and hence they will look at how these lifts, fire safety norms, etc. need to also be put in place. And the court specifically said to the Amrapali promoters, if such conditions are not being fulfilled properly by the promoters, then the court will have no option but to send promoters of Amrapali to jail. Now, we'll have to wait and see after the hearing what is the outcome of the status report and the compliance report that the Amrapali will be giving to the Apex Court at this point.
Right. And Milan, has Amrapali been submitting all these status reports as mandated by the Supreme Court?
Yes, Avni. In fact, Amrapali has been submitting all the reports, whether it is a compliance report or a status report. Remember, in the last hearing also, the Supreme Court had asked the arbitration between the promoters of Amrapali as well as the home buyers, wherein it was discussed how many projects will be completed in what phases. In fact, we're talking about lakhs of homes here. We're talking about a lot of these projects being completed in phases. So this one talks about the Silicon Valley phase of the project, and the Supreme Court monitoring it constantly there, bringing forward the point that each and every home buyer will be assured a home, and the continuous monitoring is what has kept Amrapali on its toes at this point. And each and every affidavit that is filed in Supreme Court by Amrapali as well as the Greater Noida Authority there is being scrutinized, and the home buyers there in hope that each project is completed properly and with the efficiently employed equipment and systems for safety of home buyers, and that is the core concern at this point.
All right. Thanks, Milan, for taking us through all those details.